Okay, I'm cleaning this section out. I cleaned it all off, got the drawers out. And to be honest, this section is just holding random stuff. Extra Ziploc bags, jars I'm not using, random light bulbs. I do use those, but not often. And then medicine on this side. Now this one I do use because this houses my spices and my mixing bowls. So I use this cabinet every day, sometimes multiple times a day. And so I'm gonna have to find something to do with that. Now, my idea, if you saw my drawing, this was the wall. If you hear background noise, my dishwasher is going. Let me do a 0.5 zoom out. So, mantle here over the oven. Now I'm going to try to bring the mantle in and leave this cabinet here because this is like my little pantry. If it looks bad, then I'm just going to take this cabinet out. My other thought was to just go ahead with that plan, mantle, oven, cabinet, and then in the future, if I want to do another renovation, I can take this out because I'm wanting to put windows on this wall, kind of like the Practical Magic Kitchen. They have that section between dining and kitchen, and it's an arch of windows. But anyways, this is what I'm doing right now. That is, you know, years in the future. And so right now I'm just going to do what I can with what I have. And this looks horrendous. And I'm ready to get it going. So I'm going to clean these out and move them into my garage. I cleaned a spot out for them, so that way it's easy to do. I got the cabinets unscrewed from the walls. It took me forever because most of the screws were stripped. And then what in the world? Why is there like no sheetrock right here? I have no idea. So I'm gonna pull these out and see what it is that we are dealing with behind these cabinets. Here it is empty. I don't know why they didn't put a piece of sheetrock here. And then they shortcutted the tile in the kitchen floor. They just didn't even finish it properly. And they didn't even put the trim here, which I understand because of the cabinets. But this is insane. This is why I wish I bought an old house. But anyways, that's okay. I can definitely fix this up, no problem. And the mice clearly had easy access because of the lack of sheetrock. So I'm gonna have to vacuum all of this up. And since we've lived here, I've never seen a mouse or swept up mouse, you know, feces or whatever. So I'm wondering if this is just old and they've already gotten rid of them or what. So let's clean this up. Okay.
You keep tearing up my Oh no.
This is where we are keeping the cabinets at inside our garage, tucked away in the corner. Yes. Tell me you love me. I told everyone my husband's upset at me because I ripped the kitchen cabinets out, but in truth, he helped me. The mantle is definitely too low, so we need to raise it up. This is the same wallpaper pattern that I cut up and used in our last house in Brooklyn for the backsplash in my kitchen after I ripped off that peel and stick blue and white pattern, and then I used this one. This is a spray-on wallpaper, so you spray water on the back of it and then it should stick to the wall. I had some trouble with it, and it is a cheaper wallpaper, so that could have played into it, but it was easy to like lift it up off the wall and then readjust, so that part was easy and nice to work with. But the amount of water I had to use was a lot, and so I was wet, the floor was wet, the wall was wet. It was a lot of water. This was one of the last rolls of this wallpaper I could find on Amazon, and I think I need one more roll to put the wallpaper on the wall next to it. So I don't know, I'll have to see if I can find another roll or not. Now, this is my first time using wallpaper with water, like a pasted wallpaper, and it was definitely not perfect. It has wrinkles, it's a little crooked on some spots, and I'm okay with it. And you can see the lines for the panels, and I don't really like that, but at the same time it does help me give the kitchen that old world feel, because it's not perfect like a brand new house would have, so I do like that look. I did use this piece of cardboard to help me smooth the wallpaper out, and it did help a lot. It's up and it is currently drying right now, but this is what it looks like so far.
Broke the drill.
Cool. My father-in-law came to help put up the shelf and corbels. The corbels I found at the thrift store. I think it was $34 for both of them, and they are handmade, so they are not load-bearing. We screwed the shelf into the wall with the brackets you can see. I got that at Lowe's. And then we screwed the corbels into the wall. And then for safety, we did do little screws from the shelf into the corbels. I'm not a fan of those two brackets, but that's okay. I ended up not keeping these bowls up here because they just didn't take up as much space as I thought they would. And below the shelf in between the corbels, I'm wanting to add a bar for my pans to hang on. We bracketed the mantle to the wall for safety, so it's not going anywhere, because this mantle was damaged in our move on this side and the other side. And we had to pull the mantle out from the wall a little bit, so there is this gap here, just to make it bigger and to hopefully fit the vent hood on top without the vent hood coming off of the mantle. Next up, I need to figure out what to do with this wall. I'll see if I can order another one of these wallpaper rolls, or I'll paint it. And back here, we want to do brick. So, or a stone, you know, something like that. In my last house, I had my measuring cups hanging right by my oven, so they were easy to grab and use, and I loved that easy access. And so I'm using these hooks. I had them on the mantle for our stockings for Christmas time, but I'm just going to use them to hang up my measuring cups. I bought these Forever Go at Home Goods, and they are some of my absolute favorite. They're sturdy and strong, and I can throw them in the dishwasher. This is what we're looking at so far, and my son keeps collecting flies from around the house. Our neighbors have chickens, and I think that's why we have so many flies. And we have like 20 acres behind our house, so lots of woods. I like these 3 big baskets up here way more than the bowls. They just take up more space, and they can still hold stuff. Here is the final view for part 1 of our kitchen renovation. I still have to switch out the oven with my vintage oven from the last house. I need to paint this vent hood black to match the mantle. I love having my measuring cups on hand, ready to cook. My 3 big baskets on top. This was intended for my bowls, like this one here, but it just didn't look right, so I added the baskets, and that really was awesome. These corbels were from the thrift store, handmade. They were about $16 each. I think they were $34 for the pair. I added my beloved Dr. Pepper crate with my veggies on top, my utensils and bouquet of forks and spoons. They're kind of hiding the outlet, not doing the best job. I added in this drawer my, scissors, lighters, straws, knives, kid forks and spoons. And then these are still junk drawer, homeschool cabinet. So I have to fix that out. We don't like these pavers here, but that was free from the backyard, so they're gonna stay for now. I still have to fix the trim up top of this cabinet that we left in. This is our pantry cabinet and our appliances cabinet. So it is full to the brim now that I've taken out all the cabinets that were over here, but that's okay. The other side of my kitchen is messy, so we're not going to show that. Well, let me know down below what you think. I did anchor the mantle to the wall, 2 studs, and then I anchored this to the mantle because there were no studs right there. So everything is secure. If you have any ideas of some cheap brick or stone, I'm into I really want like a gray stone or black or something like a paver, or if I do brick, a cool toned brick for the backsplash back here, because my vintage oven that is coming, we have to put a gas line in too. It puts off a lot of heat, so the wall behind it will get really, really hot. So I definitely need a stone behind it. I can't do a peel and stick or anything like that because it will melt. I know that from experience. So I need something durable. So if you have ideas, please, please, please let me know down below. And then, yeah, this is it. Let me know what you think. And then we have a lot more to do, so I'll do another updated kitchen video when we are done. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and comment down below and help me out with this kitchen.